Hi, welcome to our channel of IGNOU Audiobooks, Indira Gandhi National Open University, School of Sciences, SOS, MSc in Geoinformatics, MSc GI. Semester I, MGY 101 Introduction to Geoinformatics. Block 1 Introduction to Geoinformatics. Unit 1 Geoinformatics, an Introduction, 1.1 Introduction. You know that the increasing population is exerting unprecedented pressure on the existing natural resources. Therefore, in order to meet the ever-increasing demand for infrastructure development, urban planning, healthy neighborhoods, safe transportation of human populace, and material management of natural resources, disaster readiness of the community, conservation of biodiversity and elevating the status of endangered animals to a safe level, etc., requires a comprehensive approach with a careful understanding of the earth. Here comes the power of geoinformatics, which uses modern scientific and technological advancements in better utilization of space for sustainable human growth. We can define geoinformatics as the science and technology that deals with geoinformation, its acquisition, creation, storage, processing, presentation, and dissemination. And, by geoinformation, or geospatial information, we mean any information that can be linked to a location on the Earth. Earth science deals with the study of different aspects of the Earth. Informatics is understood as the study of information processing. Geographic refers to the Earth's surface and near surface, whereas spatial is a broad term that refers to any space and not only the space of Earth's surface. Spatial may refer to space of other planets, cosmos, and even the space of human body captured on medical images. While some of us may not be aware, but geoinformation has become an important aspect of our routine. As you are formally introduced to the discipline of geoinformatics, we would like to give you some real-time examples of how geoinformatics technology is utilized to manage day-to-day affairs and increase efficiency. For example, many of us order food through a food delivery application or book a taxi for transportation through cab-hailing service providers. All these kinds of service providers use geoinformation. Likewise, all major telecom companies use geoinformatics technologies to lay their cables, find suitable locations for placing mobile towers, etc. The power sector across the globe has identified geoinformatics technologies as the decision support tool in locating electrical assets in towns to reduce transmission loss and reduce electrical theft through consumer mapping. You may also recall Arogya Setu, a mobile application developed by the Government of India, as another such example. We know that it played a crucial role in our fight against the COVID-19 pandemic. It uses contact tracing to record details of all the people you may have come in contact with while you go about carrying out your normal activities. If any one of them, at a later point in time, tests positive for COVID-19 infection, you are immediately informed and proactive medical intervention is arranged. The application connects the various essential health services with the people of India. In this unit, you will learn about geoinformatics, its components, some relevant basic terminologies, and products along with its application potential. Expected learning outcomes _blank. After studying this unit, you should be able to define geoinformatics, explain various components of geoinformatics, discuss relevant basic terminologies, list types of geoinformatics products, write about open source geospatial consortium, and discuss the scope and applications of geoinformatics. 1.2 What is GEOINFORMATICS? Geoinformatics today has become an important technology to decision makers across a wide range of disciplines, industries, and organizations, as it enables them to acquire, process, analyze, visualize spatial information, and produce outputs. Now, before we delve deeper into geoinformatics technology, let us first understand the meaning of the term geoinformatics. 1.2.1 Definition. The term geoinformatics comprises two words, geo, meaning earth, and informatics, a broad field related to computer and information science. Hence, geoinformatics can be understood as the union of earth science and informatics. We can say that geoinformatics broadly deals with the use of computers and information technology for the collection, analysis, storage, retrieval, representation, and dissemination of information about the earth. The term geoinformatics is believed to have come into existence just a few decades back because of the integration of three disciplines, namely photogrammetry, remote sensing, and geographic information systems. Wikipedia defines geoinformatics as the science and the technology which develops and uses information science infrastructure to address the problems of geography, geosciences and related branches of science and engineering. According to Yakimsky, 2001, geoinformatics is the science of the gathering, processing and dissemination of information which is spatially defined within the Earth system. Olutsky, 2004, believes that the term geoinformatics is more easily understood and is much better at conveying the essence of spatial research focusing on informatics. He describes geoinformatics as the science and the technology dealing with the structure and character of spatial information, its capture, its classification, its storage, processing, portrayal and dissemination, including the infrastructure necessary to secure optimal use of this information, or the art, science and technology dealing with the acquisition, storage, processing, production, presentation and dissemination of geoinformation. There is another term, i.e., geomatics, which was first used in Canada at Laval University in the early 1980s to describe the above-mentioned disciplines. Realizing the concept that increasing potential of computing which was revolutionizing surveys and representation sciences. Though the term geomatics was first proposed in 1968, it found common use in the late 1980s to refer to the field incorporating surveying and geodesy. Geomatics Industry Association of Canada, GIAC, defines geomatics as a technology and service sector focusing on the acquisition, storage, analysis, dissemination and management of geographically referenced information for improved decision-making. The equivalent French word géomatique was coined by Dubuisson, the French photogrammetrist. According to the Department of Geomatics Engineering, University of Calgary, geomatics engineering is a modern discipline which integrates acquisition, modeling, analysis, and management of spatially referenced data, i.e., data identified according to their locations. The term geomatics is more commonly used in North America, Dubuisson 1975. Gagnon and Coleman, 1990, whereas geoinformatics appears to be more popular in Europe, such as in the Netherlands with the renowned geoinformatics department at the ITC, International Institute for Aerospace Survey and Earth Sciences. Avange and Kima, 2019, argue that there is no globally accepted definition of geoinformatics. Michalak, 2000, considers the term geomatics to be interchangeable with geoinformatics, http://netgis.geo, uw.edu. However, some people are of the opinion that though both geomatics and geoinformatics include and rely heavily upon the theory and practical implications of geodesy, there is a difference in the meanings that the terms geomatics and geoinformatics convey. Geomatics is synonymous with geoinformatics, but a slight difference is in its engineering orientation. Geomatics is considered a science concerned with using mathematical methods on data about the Earth's surface. Between the two terms, Ehlers, 2008, chose to use the term geoinformatics because it emphasizes a formal scientific approach to handle geoinformation. Recently, use of the terminologies has been discussed by Krawczyk, 2022. Let us get familiar with some more related terms. Geospatial technology is relatively a newer term referring to geospatial, geo, Earth spatial, which emphasizes on use of technology and computer-based techniques. Spatial science is a rebranding of the discipline of geography by a new generation of geographers. Spatial science is a field that deals with identifying features and understanding and analyzing the patterns and trends in numerical spatial data. Spatial information science or geospatial information science, GI science, deals with the study of relationships between phenomena in space and time. It is defined as a field that involves using technology to collect, store, manage and analyze geographical data. Geographical information science, GI science, is defined as a scientific discipline that studies data structures and computational techniques to capture, represent, process, and analyze geographic information. Emphasis is on improving the capabilities of computer systems to solve geographic problems, whereas Geographic Information System, GIS, is the software tool. Spatial informatics is considered a field of study integrating knowledge drawn from geographic information science, cognitive science, computer science and engineering, https://spatial.umene.edu. Let us now discuss various components of geoinformatics. 1.3 Components of GEOINFORMATICS. From the previous section, we understand that geoinformatics is an integrated spatial research tool. It encompasses a broad range of disciplines including Surveying and Mapping, Remote Sensing, Geographic Information System, GIS. Global Navigation Satellite System, GNSS, Geodesy and Computer Science. Various components of geoinformatics are the followings: computer science, geodesy, cartography, photogrammetry, remote sensing, RS, global navigation satellite system, GNSS, geographic information system, GIS, though you would be introduced to these components in the relevant courses. At length, you will get a brief idea about the various disciplines that constitute geoinformatics. 1.3.1 Computer Science. Informatics, as a discipline, comprises both computer technologies, i.e., hardware and software. The important role of information derives from man's necessity to manage more and many and complex data in every field. The knowledge of computer science is a prerequisite to representing and processing applicable information through the development of hardware and software. Computer science culture is now more prevalent, contributing to the improvement of our activities and research. The application and usage of computer science to geoinformatics go hand in hand. You will come across various aspects of the application of computer science to geoinformatics while studying about geoinformatics: data acquisition, processing, product generation, data visualization, dissemination, etc. 1.3.2 Geodesy. Geodesy, also known as geodetics, is the discipline that deals with the measurement and representation of the Earth. We define geodesy as the science concerned with the study of the shape and area of the Earth. Geodesy defines the shape and dimensions of the Earth through its two branches: gravimetry and positioning astronomy. Gravimetry deals with the determination of Earth's gravity and its anomalies, and gravity determines the shape of the Earth. Positioning astronomy determines the position of the points on the globe through the observation of stars and artificial satellites. The study of geodesy began with mere curiosity and the never-ending human inquisitiveness to explain the Earth's unknowns through logic. It has been a significant challenge for researchers to accurately represent the three-dimensional Earth in two-dimensional map forms. The underlying concept of geodesy helps in representing the Earth in a two-dimension. You shall read more about geodesy while discussing datums, map projections and coordinate systems in Unit 10 of this course. 1.3.3 Cartography. We generally consider cartography to be the science and art of designing, constructing, and producing maps. It includes almost every operation, from original fieldwork to the final printing and marketing of maps. It is also treated as a science of human communication. International Cartographic Association, INCA, defines cartography as the discipline dealing with the conception, production, dissemination and study of maps. Map is a drawing of the whole or part of the surface of the Earth on a plane surface on a particular scale. It is a manually or mechanically drawn picture of the Earth showing the location and distribution of various natural and cultural phenomena. A sample map is shown in the Fig. 1.2. Cartographic representation is the key in deciding the content and depth of any map generated out of various geoinformatics analyses. Cartographic visualization, which is the graphical presentation of geographic information, such as data, processes, relations or concepts, limits the extent of map details, which could be incorporated for the study area as depicted in the Fig. 1.2. Now, let us understand how a map differs from a photograph. Map gives a picture of one or several of the elements of the Earth's surface, Fig. 1.3, but such a picture is not the same as a photograph. Photograph shows all the visible details pertaining to shapes and sizes of the area photographed, irrespective of their relevance to the purpose for which they have been taken. Fig. 1.4. A photograph shows only those objects which are physically present. A map, being the mental and manual creation of man, gives only those details in their true or visible shape and size using symbols in which we are interested. They may or may not have similarities with the shape and size of the objects represented in the photograph, as shown in the Fig. 1.3. Look at the screen. 1.3.4 Photogrammetry. Photogrammetry is the first remote sensing technology developed for determining the geometric properties of objects from their photographic images. Photogrammetry is concerned with making measurements of the position and shapes of objects with the help of photographs. The American Society for Photogrammetry and Remote Sensing, ASPRS, has defined photogrammetry as the art, science, and technology of obtaining reliable information about physical objects and the environment through processes of recording, measuring and interpreting photographic images and patterns of recorded radiant electromagnetic energy and other phenomena. Although both maps and aerial photographs present a bird's eye view of the Earth, aerial photographs are not maps. Fig. 1.4. Maps are orthogonal representations of the Earth's surface, meaning that they are directionally and geometrically accurate, at least within the limitations imposed by projecting a three-dimensional object into two dimensions. Aerial photographs display a high degree of radial distortion. The topography is distorted, and until corrections are made for the distortion, measurements made from a photograph are not accurate. Aerial photographs are a powerful tool for studying the Earth's environment. Fig. 1.4. An aerial photograph of the Jolly Boy Island at the Mahatma Gandhi Marine National Park at Vandoor, about 30 kilometers from Port Blair in Andaman. In the late 1800s, man positioned cameras above the Earth's surface in balloons or kites and airplanes to take oblique aerial photographs of the landscape. During World War I, aerial photography played an important role in gathering information about the position and movements of enemy troops. After the war, civilian use of aerial photography from airplanes began with the systematic vertical imaging of extensive areas of Canada, the United States, and Europe. Many of these images were used to construct topographic and other types of reference maps of the natural and human-made features found on the Earth's surface. Photogrammetry is useful in various fields, including topographic mapping, architecture, engineering, manufacturing, quality control, police investigation, and geology. Archaeologists use photogrammetry to produce plans of large or complex sites. Meteorologists use it to determine the actual wind speed of a tornado in places where objective weather data cannot be obtained. In movie production, photogrammetry is used to combine live action with computer-generated imagery. 1.3.5 Remote Sensing, RS. Remote sensing is the collection of data about an object from a distance. Scientists use the technique of remote sensing to monitor or measure phenomena found in the Earth's lithosphere, biosphere, hydrosphere, and atmosphere. Humans and many other types of animals accomplish this task with aid of eyes or the sense of smell or hearing. Remote sensing is usually done with the help of mechanical devices known as remote sensors. These devices have an improved ability to receive and record information about an object having no physical contact with them. Often, these sensors are positioned away from the object of interest by using helicopters, planes, and satellites. Most remote sensing devices record information about an object by measuring an object's transmission of electromagnetic energy from reflecting and radiating surfaces. The simplest form of remote sensing uses photographic cameras to record information from visible or near infrared wavelengths of the electromagnetic spectrum, EMS. The concept of remote sensing is diagrammatically shown in Fig. 1.5, wherein you can see that sun is the principal source of energy. When the energy, as electromagnetic radiation, reaches the Earth's atmosphere, it undergoes the process of reflection, absorption and transmission. Earth's surface comprises different natural and man-made features which reflect, absorb, store and emit Earth's radiation at different wavelengths in different percentages, depending upon their physical and chemical properties. Remote sensors record the different amount of radiation that is reflected or emitted from different Earth surface features and reproduce it in form of an image. Remote sensing provides a synoptic view of the Earth's surface by virtue of recording interactions of Earth's surface features with electromagnetic radiation. These interactions are recorded in remote sensing images in the form of some numerical information. When the remote sensing data is generated employing sun's energy, it is known as passive remote sensing. In the other type, i.e., active remote sensing, remote sensors, such as radar, send radiation themselves and collect the signal returned back to them from Earth's surface features. Based on the factors such as a portion of the electromagnetic spectrum used in the number of bands, remote sensing, RS, is categorized into optical and microwave remote sensing. Optical remote sensing operates in the region between 0.3 and 15 micrometers of the electromagnetic spectrum. The microwave remote sensing operates in the microwave region of the EMS. Optical remote sensing is further classified as panchromatic RS, multispectral RS, superspectral RS, hyperspectral RS and thermal RS. We will discuss them in Unit 3 of this course. Remote sensing imagery has many applications in mapping land use and cover, agriculture, soil mapping, forestry, city planning, archaeological investigations, military observation, and geomorphological surveying, mineral exploration, among other uses. One common example of the use of remote sensing is the weather maps which you see on the news channels providing a forecast of the weather. Fig. 1.6a, a multispectral remote sensing image showing Lotus Temple located in New Delhi, India. The central dome-like object in a bright color is surrounded by small symmetrical pools of water appearing in cyan blue color, and b. image of Taj Mahal appearing as bright object. Dark-colored object on the extreme left is a river and the plants are appearing in green and reddish colors. Source: www.earth.google.com. More recently, laser scanning systems have come up which can produce complete information with high precision and automation. Remote sensing has the following advantages over other forms of data collection methods: synoptic coverage and wide area coverage, regional, national and global levels. Repeatability: satellites can revisit the same area at regular intervals and record data, enabling monitoring events and phenomena, and change detection analysis. All-weather capability: active remote sensing, like radar, could be used despite cloud cover and during the night. It can provide data on inaccessible areas. 1.3.6 Global Navigation Satellite System, GNSS. Global Navigation Satellite System, GNSS, is a constellation of satellites which are orbiting the Earth every 12 hours at a height of approximately 20,200 kilometers, as shown in Fig. 1.7. These satellites broadcast signals, which are used to derive precise timing, location, and velocity information. We can then club the derived information with other systems, such as communication devices, computers, and software, to perform a variety of functions. With equipment ranging from handheld receivers to rack-mounted electronics, the signals of global positioning systems can be used by anyone, anytime, anywhere in the world. The GNSS technology comprising space, control and user segments enables people to precisely know where they are on the surface of the Earth. Prior to GPS, positions were being established by a complex procedure of relative and absolute measurements of directions and distances. Real-world applications of GNSS fall into the following 5 broad categories. Location, determining a basic position. Navigation, getting from one location to another. Tracking, monitoring the movement of people, animal and material. Mapping, creating maps of the world, and timing, bringing precise timing to the world. The application of GPS gaining momentum is the location-based services. LBS. The LBS are information services that can provide location-aware information based on the user's current position. We primarily use LBS in emergency services. However, it is also used to provide information on nearby public resources, such as fuel stations, bus stops, ATMs, etc., for map and navigation services, such as in vehicles, and even for locating friends. In India, ISRO has established a regional navigation satellite system called Navigation with Indian Constellation, NAVIC, which was earlier known as Indian Regional Navigation Satellite System, IRNSS. It serves the requirements of the country regarding positioning, navigation and timing. The NAVIC system, designed with a constellation of 7 satellites and a network of ground stations, operating 24/7, offers 2 services, i.e. Standard Position Service, SPS, for civilian users and Restricted Service, RS, for strategic users. Its coverage area includes India and a region up to 1,500 kilometers beyond Indian boundary. NAVIC signals are designed to provide user position accuracy better than 20 meters and timing accuracy better than 50 nanoseconds. NAVIC SPS signals are interoperable with the other GNSS signals, namely GPS, GLONASS, Galileo and BDAO. www.isro.gov.in/satellite-navigation-services.html. The Gagan, GPS-aided Geo-augmented navigation or GPS and Geo augmented navigation system, is a planned implementation of a regional satellite-based augmentation system, SBAS, by the Indian government. The project is being implemented by the Airports Authority of India with the help of the Indian Space Research Organizations, ISRO. Technology and space support. Its aim is to provide a navigation system for all phases of flight over the Indian airspace and in the adjoining area. You will read about Gagan in Unit 1 Introduction to GNSS of the course MGY 103. 1.3.7 Geographic Information System, GIS. Geographic Information System, GIS, integrates hardware, software, people, and data for capturing, managing, analyzing, and displaying all forms of geographically referenced information. We have defined a GIS based on its different aspects, i.e., the tools, the organization, and the spatial database. GIS allows us to view, understand, question, interpret, and visualize data that reveal relationships, patterns, and trends as maps, globes, reports, and charts. A GIS helps you answer questions and solve problems by looking at your data in a way that is quickly understood and easily shared. The components of GIS include the computer systems, the software, spatial data, data management and analysis procedures, and the people to operate the GIS. Fig. 1.8. Data forms the major component of GIS. With recent developments in remote sensing and GPS technologies, a large understanding of Earth as a complex system and its various interrelated processes and mechanisms have been made possible by the use of geoinformatics. It is useful in mapping, monitoring and management of natural resources and disasters. Thank you for watching. We will see you in the next video with next chapter.